Welcome to a new video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad that you found me, and I hope that you'll consider subscribing and then hitting the bell so you're notified when I upload new content. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for coming back. So I thought I would do a tag video today. I found one that is 18 questions about music. So I thought I would go ahead and do this tag. And I will put the questions down below. Okay, so the first question is, which bands or artists do you own the most albums by? Probably the Beatles. I think I have several of their stuff. It's the Beatles, and then probably followed by like the Goo Goo Dolls. The next question is, what is the last song you listened to? I actually think the last song I listened to was some kid's song. Well, I think the last song that I listened to in the radio was probably that song Don't Dream It's Over, because it was on the radio before I got out of the car. And I think that was by Crowded House. What's in your CD player right now? The Moana soundtrack. That's what's in the car CD player right now. What was the last show you attended? A few years ago, I got to go see the Goo Goo Dolls when they came to Austin. It was actually the day right before my daughter's birthday. So, but yes, I got to go into Austin. I went with a friend, and we actually had VIP passes, so we got to meet them, and it was very fun. Let's see, what is the greatest show you've been to? I don't know. I haven't been to like a whole ton of concerts or anything, but the few I've been to, I've enjoyed all of them. I don't know if I would have a favorite one. What is the worst show you've ever been to? I hate to say that this is the worst, but, and it wasn't because of them, it was one of their opening acts. When I still lived in Gainesville, Florida, the Dave Matthews Band came by, and I went with my roommate at the time, and one of their opening acts was this, like, I don't want to say that they were a rap group necessarily, but they were told ahead of time that they needed to keep it clean, and because there were kids in the audience and they didn't, and there was so much profanity, which would have been fine if there wasn't so many little kids in the audience. And it was not appealing at all to me. What is the most musically involved you have ever been? I'm not particularly musically involved. I had, unfortunately, a music teacher when I was much younger who really wasn't all that interested in doing anything with the kids who were not particularly musically inclined. And she used to make us sing, and then the people she did not care for, she would have us sit out for the rest of the class. So that sort of, from a young age, killed any real interest I had in music. What show are you looking forward to? You know what? I don't know. I don't really know what's coming around anytime soon. It's harder for me to get out to see shows. I do think that I heard that Billy Joel was going to be coming back to San Antonio, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. I'd have to double check that. That is a show I would like to see, but we live about 2 hours away from San Antonio now, so we'd really have to make that worth it. What is your favorite band shirt? I'm very fond of my Goo Goo Doll shirt that I got as part of my VIP package from that last concert. I wear that one a lot. What musician would you like to hang out with for a day? That's a good question. I don't know. I missed John Lennon's life by about 2 years. So I've always wanted to, meet him. And I think that he would be a very interesting person to spend the day with. Let's see. Who is one musician or group that you wish would make a comeback? That's a really good question. I don't know. Most of the groups that I listen to are still around. I mean, obviously the Beatles can't make a comeback because 2 of them have passed away. But, that's a really good question. I don't know if there's any particular group that I would really like to come make a comeback because most of them still are kind of around. I mean, I liked Matchbox 20, and I know Rob Thomas still does some stuff, but maybe if they, as a group, I don't know if they're still even together, but maybe that. Who is one band or artist you've never seen live but have always wanted to? I hear Aerosmith puts on a pretty great show. They came to Gainesville when we lived in Florida, but tickets were insanely priced. So I never was able to go see that one. But yeah, I hear they put on a really good show. I'd like to see them. Name four or more flawless albums. Mm. Pretty much anything by the Beatles, most of Stevie Wonder stuff, pretty much anything by the Beach Boys, most of the Goo Goo Doll stuff. I, I'm not great about remembering specific album names, but I was listening to the Goo Goo Dolls even kind of before they became mainstream. I know Name was probably their first really big hit, and then came like Slide, and then once Dizzy Up the Girl hit, they had much more hits. But I listened to some of their stuff back when they were still kind of like a grunge band. How many concerts have you been to total? Mm. You know, I'm not 100% sure. I would probably say less than 10 though. I haven't been to that many of them. Who have you seen the most live? Okay, this is probably going to sound weird. Um, but it was probably going to be Rockapella, which, if you don't know who they are an a cappella group. If you ever used to watch that show, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, they were the house band. So they're an a cappella group, and we've seen a Christmas concert of theirs a couple times, and we've also seen um, several of like their regular concerts. They're quite good. I do like them. And then that would probably be followed by the Goo Goo Dolls, who I've seen twice now. What is your favorite movie soundtrack? Ooh, I don't know if I have one. Uh, we've listened to the Moana soundtrack a lot. I like a lot of the Disney soundtracks, so something like that. Those, and sometimes I listen to like Broadway soundtracks. But yeah, if we're going with a movie one, it's probably going to be a Disney soundtrack. What was your last musical phase before you wisened up? I don't know. I don't know if I've ever been through a phase that I wisened up from. I think I've always just kind of liked what I liked, and I made no apologies for that. So I don't think there was ever necessarily a phase that I went through before I was like, oh no, why do I like that? I think I've always just kind of liked what I liked. And the last one is, what is your guilty pleasure that you hate admitted liking? Again, I've always kind of liked what I like, and I make no apologies for that. So I don't know. Now I've never been into like the boy bands or like Britney Spears or anything like that. I've never been into that. But I don't know if there's any like guilty pleasure type music that I listen to that I would not just own up to. Okay, guys, so I'll try and remember to put these questions down below if you decide you would like to do the music tag as well. I was just, because I know I said I was going to try and start putting vlogs or something on Wednesdays. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I am going to try and post some kind of video on Wednesdays. So I thought this tag was kind of fun. I enjoy tag videos. If you know of a tag video that you would like to see me do, let me know down below. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.